I was alive. I remember where I was. I remember the headline when number 1 Virginia, with Ralph Sampson, the best college basketball player of his generation, lost to Chaminade. I remember the headline in my local paper. Here's how big of an upset it is. Chaminade wasn't an NCAA program. Chaminade wasn't an NCAA Division II program. Chaminade was an NAIA program that shares a gym with a local high school that had been in existence 8 years as a program. And Virginia was stacked with juniors and seniors and the best college basketball player. That was the only thing that rivals that upset in my life is Miracle on Ice. When 4 Russians on that Miracle on Ice team, 4 of the Russians ended up as Hockey Hall of Famers. Our college kids beat them. That is easily the biggest upset in my life. Easily. But Virginia losing to an NIA program and Buster Douglas beating Tyson are easily second and third in either order. Buster Douglas was 42-1. Buster Douglas, I was in Vegas. I knew boxing. We didn't know who Buster Douglas was. Tyson was the most feared man on the planet. Tyson was knocking out excellent fighters in the first round. He was facing great fighters and scaring them. Tyson's the only boxer I've ever seen that scared other heavyweight boxers. He lost to a guy nobody'd heard of, 42-1 odds. Ralph Sampson lost to an NAIA program named after a plant that shares a campus with a high school. What you saw the other day is what college basketball has become. Think of college basketball as a former 4-star hotel. Now, at a 4-star hotel, Kristine, you can have an $80 room, or you can get a really nice room for like $400, or the penthouse for $1,000 a night. But college basketball used to be that. 16 seeds were the $80 room. And then you'd have the really, really good rooms, like a Syracuse, it'd be a $300 room. Then you'd have the penthouse, where you had Duke with 4 NBA players. That was $1,000 a night. It got new owners. And that hotel now is a 2-star hotel. Does that mean the crappy rooms are better? No. It means the top rooms have been let go, the carpet's worn, the sheets are gross, the lamps doesn't work, the paint's peeling off, the wallpaper's peeling off. It's not that the 16 seeds have gotten better. It's that the 1 and the 2 seeds, if they have an NBA player, he's there for a year. And Virginia doesn't have an NBA player. So this was 2 teams with a bunch of guys who aren't going to play in the NBA playing. And one team got hot and one team fell down and one team got tight. Let's move into the upset. I don't buy it's the greatest upset ever. Now, in the tournament, but I'm old enough to remember the NAIA Chaminade, who was a brand new program playing in a tiny gym or something, beating Ralph Sampson, who in my lifetime was probably the greatest, most discussed, talked about. Now, I didn't grow up with Lou Alcindor. Yeah. Was the best college player of my life.
3-time National Player of the Year.
I mean, it was unbelievable. Chaminade was like the school I went to, Eastern Washington University, beating them. Look, the point spread on...
It was also in Hawaii, and I believe Don Ho and his 2 brothers were officiating the game. So, and no one saw it, so if all the officiating was just ridiculous, nobody knows. I understand that you can say Chaminade, and I've heard people say Buster Douglas. Remember, like, the nuance of it is, you know, like Buster Douglas beat Mike Tyson, but Mike Tyson didn't train, was out of shape, and that was in Japan. People also didn't see that. They just saw the picture on Sports Illustrated of Mike Tyson laying on a canvas. This was on national TV. This is a UMBC. Does anyone know? If I said UMBC before this weekend, would anyone know?
No, I had to Google it.
Right?
Kristine said she had to Google it. I didn't know what it was.
I thought it was what Naughty by Nature is saying about, right? That was OPP was it at UMBC.
So you didn't know what it was either.
Of course I did.
Well, you know
Maryland, Baltimore County.
Yeah.
University of Maryland, Baltimore County. But again, like, still couldn't pick it out on a map.
Right.
Well,
so,
it's in Baltimore County.
Right, but do you know where Baltimore County is?
More so than I know what UMCB, whatever it is.
Yes,
UMBC,
I agree with that.
University. The point is, they lost. They scored 38 points against Albany this year. They lost by 40 to Albany.
So you say it's a big upset.
It's the greatest upset in the history of the NCAA tournament. Now, again, Virginia was without DeAndre Hunter.
They lost him in the conference tournament, right?
No, they actually won their conference tournament championship.
I thought Virginia lost a good player late.
No, they lost him. Yes, they lost DeAndre Hunter, who's their best pro prospect. 6'9", versatile, inside, outside. He could play. The problem is they played against a team that played small ball, and it was a great game plan. But this is not a this. And by the way, UMBC could have won yesterday against Kansas State.
Yeah.
If they could make it.
So
open
your point is,
my point is that it's a 16 seed beating a 1 seed, and it wasn't a fluke thing. They beat them by 20.
Yeah.
It was tie game at half, and they beat them by 20.
But it says,
they whooped them.
I said,
and it's never happened before, and they won arguably the best league in the country, coached by one of the best coaches in the country, and they just beat them. They were just the better team on that day. It's, by any definition, the greatest upset in the history of the NCAA tournament, and as you have said in that very chair, the tournament is all that matters, and if the tournament is all that matters, and it's the greatest upset in the history of the tournament, then it's the greatest upset ever.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.